on that opportunity to fill the voids in the rotation that some of the seniors left from a year ago?
Sure. The outside hitter or pins, we've kind of grouped everybody in the pins and not really left or right. Bree Weber is a returner, first team all conference player, so she's obviously doing a lot of great things. And Bree just brings a lot more to the court besides just the attack. She's just a great ball control kid, 6 rotation player that, we have to have her out there just because of all the other things she does. But she's really grown in her attack and her blocking as well. Amy Held was that position last year for us, so obviously she graduated. So right now, Carly Taylor, like I said, has really stepped up. She's definitely the most physical kid we have in terms of power of attack. So she's spent a lot of time over the last year learning how to develop shots, because at this level, it's not just about how hard you hit. You have to be able to hit around a block and hit different shots. And she's really worked hard at developing that, and Kim has worked really hard to help her do that. So I would say she's definitely one of the front runners for a pin position. JJ Seahouse from Sumner, also somebody that could really do some great things for us in a pin position. Again, when I talk about pins, it's either left or right side. She is definitely a big physical kid, but again, it's a different level. Division I's a different level than anything she's played. So just catching on to the game at this pace, learning some of the responsibilities that she'll have as a blocker if she's out there, will be the things that she needs to just improve on over the next few weeks to be able to have some time on the court, but definitely capable. I think we will, especially early, be mixing in different positions. She really could play left or right. Carly could play left or right. So we have some flexibility in there. And what I like about it, no matter where they line up in the rotation, we still have the ability to move them around. So it's not, they've lined up as a left side, so now we have to play them left side. We can still flip-flop and do some things that could be pretty fun once we get into just feeling comfortable with each other. In the middle, Piper Thomas returns, and she's obviously the front runner. We have very young middles after Piper. So Piper's had to be the example this preseason for sure. Kate Buzowitz was a redshirt freshman, or is a redshirt freshman, so redshirted last year, and has been doing a great job. She had a good spring. We are what I would call a little bit short in the middle position. So after those two, we have kids that maybe their ideal position would not be middle. They're more of a middle right side position. So Mariah Johnson, who is a transfer from DMAC, will be in that position, kind of giving us experience and time both in the middle and on the right side. And she's improved a lot. I think, transferring from DMAC, it's just a different game, and I'm really glad she was able to come in the spring, because it gave her a great opportunity to get used to the pace of the game and some of the things that are very different at this level. So she's been working really hard, so I look for her to have some playing time in there as well. I think some of the other kids, it'll be more seeing how they develop over the next couple weeks. Katie Cassabaum was a transfer from St. Ambrose, who has been actually, she came in the spring too, but was hurt all spring. So she was probably one of the wows for me, because I expected her to be a lot further behind than she is, because she didn't get a lot of ball touches throughout spring or summer, but has done a really good job of trying to catch on to the pace of the game. When you look at the backcourt, Taylor Hedges, Abby Stack, Lexi Astro, Kendall Sorgi are 4 back there, and it's really interesting because they all have their strengths and they all have their things that they need to work on. And honestly, it's going to depend a lot on what pins are in there and what they're capable of doing. Maybe what defensive specialists we have in there and how much we use them, because some of them are better passers, some of them are better defenders, some play left back better, some play right back better. So a lot of it's going to depend on what our pins are doing, what kind of playing time, and where they'll help us. They'll definitely help us. They're all great servers, so even as serving specialist possibilities. But our pins right now, it's exciting because they all have the potential to me to be 6 rotation players if we needed them to as well. They're doing some great things defensively and on the passing side as well. And then setter, we have Heather's returning, obviously, but I just give Rachel Coop a lot of credit too. She comes in and really challenges Heather in a lot of ways. And I think that's another position that they're both just different. And, you know, Heather brings some things that Rachel doesn't. Rachel brings some things that Heather doesn't. So just being able to possibly use them both is definitely something that we look at.
So you might actually, you wouldn't run a two-setter system, but sub